2020, but quickly became one of the league's most recognizable venues. You're looking at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Here to begin this one is Cameron Dicker. And off we go from SoFi. Here's Traymon Smith with the return. He's got a lane up past the 30. He's popped at the end of that one. Painful end to a real solid return there. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Play action with Nix. Oh, it's intercepted. What a start. Picked by Alohi Gilman. And the Chargers force the turnover on the first series of this game. Oh, baby, this stadium was already loud to start this game, Brock, but that play, it's in an absolute uproar now.
And the one thing you want to do as an opposing team is quiet the crowd, especially as a quarterback. It's your job to quiet that home crowd, but an interception, well, it does nothing but add fuel to the fire. A fever pitch now as the offense takes the field, looking for an early lead.
On 2nd down, here's Dobbins. And he'll get this down to the 23-yard line before they stop him. Working quickly here. On 3rd and 1, it's Herbert. Completed to Hurst. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers parlay the interception into points. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Marvin Mims now to return it. Good looking return here, and he's got room. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Offense up to the line fast. Nix off the play action. Rolling out to his left. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Defense is too much here. The Chargers drag him down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Offense staying out here. It's 4th and 11. We're going for this. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. And a surprising 4th down call does not yield a first. This doesn't get there. It's a turnover on downs. They've got first down from the 31. Straight ahead, here's Dobbins. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. Here's Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. 3rd down run by Dobbins. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Here's the first give to Gus Edwards. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. Dobbins. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Running for it with Dobbins. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Chargers get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. Took a couple of runs into that wall before they finally punched it across for the score.
Well, that defensive front, you know they were dialed up to make a stand, but it was going to be a challenge to make another 2 stops even after that one. That crack formed in the wall, and it burst through for a touchdown.
Dicker on now for the PAT. And the kick is no good. An early point after left on the table. Maybe later in this game, it's going to be a moment we look back on. Now probably still mentally kicking himself after that missed point after. He can take a little frustration out here as he kicks this away. On the return, here's Mims. And he only gets to around the 15 before being brought down. This our last play of the quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. That's complete. It's Javonte Williams. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Sent to the ground by Khalil Mack. It's the end of the 1st in this AFC West showdown. It's a 2-score game early. We're back to SoFi right after this. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They still have 10 to go here. It's 2nd down. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 70 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Flush down now to his left. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Straight ahead with Williams. And that's good for a gain of 5. Stopped by Deion Henley. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
From the 44 here on second down. Escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. And he couldn't quite get the edge. He goes out of bounds and maybe gets back to the line.
You know, that play is so indicative of what we see in training camps all over football. Pursue, pursue, pursue. Blanketed coverage on the back end. And look at that defense fly. No gain on the play, but it very much feels like a sack for that defense.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Throwing here, Nix. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. And it's scooped up by the Chargers.
You know what separates good defenses from great? Good defenses find a way to get off the field. Great defenses find a way to take the ball away. What a great play to set their offense up with some mojo.
Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Shotgun handoff for Dobbins. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, Herbert. This is reeled in by Joshua Palmer. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down. A give to Dobbins out of the shotgun. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Herbert from the gun. And he will score. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers get more points to end a lopsided first half. Quite the strike to his tight end, and the patience he showed waiting for that to break open. That was awesome, and it's rewarded with 6.
You know, it should be simple, Kate, right? In philosophy, it should be simple. Just plaster that big guy. Throw bodies at him in coverage, but stopping a tight end near the end zone is anything but simple with how deceptively good they are as route runners and finding that football when it arrives.
And he's got it, so they get the conversion, and that's going to extend their lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Here's Smith on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. He'll throw it. He puts some power on a deep one left. They don't connect there, and now just 3 seconds showing on the clock.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
One last play before the break. Looking to throw. He's trying to go deep again. That's grabbed inside the 30. And somehow they've reached the end zone with no time remaining in the half. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
And there it is. He makes the play in the end zone. And with no time remaining, they tie this game up as we head into halftime locker rooms. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. This one's going to be a return from deep in the end zone. They stop him right as he gets up past the 15. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Beginning on the ground here with Dobbins. And he's able to get across the 25 before stepping out. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Again, they'll run with Dobbins. He cuts it back right. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Offense in the hurry up here.
It's a gain of 16 yards. And the Chargers.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at their 48-yard line.
Running it again with Dobbins. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Working quickly here.
A gain of 12 yards. And the Chargers.
Throwing on 1st is Herbert. To his back, J.K. Dobbins. He has room past the 25. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number 1. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Throw left side, complete. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Cut near the goal line. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Offense up to the line fast. Dobbins. And he's over the line and in. Touchdown, LA. The Chargers grow the lead coming out of halftime. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get 1, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Chargers push the lead to 20. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. On the return, here's Mims. He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Nix to throw. Getting out to it, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Trying again, following the set. On the move, headed right. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man. Portland Sutton, the man he was after. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Throwing off the play fake here. And there's a man there. It's intercepted.
Same play is not about to work, man.
James picks it.
Thanks, Mike.
And the Chargers take over after returning it inside the red zone. Well, no doubt they
The key is not to
envisioned
panic.
that as the start of a second half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
And he's got a chunk of yards as we've reached the end of 3. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Now an inside handoff to Dobbins. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Carry here for Dobbins. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. They snap it to Herbert. And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
Across the 45.
Good run, good run.
The sideline inside the 35. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos get it back to within 2 possessions. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
And he has it in the end zone for 2, and that's going to chip away a little bit at that deficit. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Looking up towards the dome, can't bring it in clean. And normally that equals disaster, but it gets out of bounds and ends in a touchback.
You know what? This game is hard. So sometimes catching a break or two in just the right circumstances is a big deal. Sideline could be your best friend as a runner, because you lose the ball next to it, there's a good chance it could go harmlessly out of bounds.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And it sets up 2nd down. A give to Dobbins. And he's brought down after a short gain. So rather than let the 2-minute warning hit, the defense burns the first of its timeouts.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Shotgun snap to Herbert. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line.
I could have been
It's a
doing that all
2-0
game, but I
here
felt like
in
this cheating.
LA.
Oh yeah.
Chargers with a comfortable 12-point lead. They'll run on first down with Dobbins. And he's brought down for a loss. They've got to keep moving quick here.
A loss of 2 brings up second and 12 at the Broncos' 37-yard line.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Caught, nice gain left side. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19.
That's another Chargers first down.
Going with Dobbins here. And he gets a few on the plunge forward. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down.
Brings up second and 7.
Straight ahead, here's Dobbins. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Now the Broncos take their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Forced out to his right. And they will score. Touchdown, LA! The Chargers making a 3-score game in the 4th. Ladd McConkey with a touchdown. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Herbert's going to look to throw for this. And the conversion is no good as that pass falls incomplete.
Well, maybe some second guessing of that play after the miss. I think it was just an instant of the defense guessing the call correctly and right on the spot.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. On the return, here's Mims. Finds some space, he's past the 30. A little revenge there from the coverage team after they gave up a pretty nice return. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup. Gotta hurry this to the line. Play action with Nix. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. That one's caught at the 10-yard line. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver.
Good luck, man.
The Broncos get it back to within
Good shit, though. I ain't gonna hate.
Cortland Sutton, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
He's throwing for it. And no connection on the 2-point try. It fails.
That is a gold star effort by the defense. First and foremost, you got to defend against the run on this short of a field. To do that and adapt in time to force an incompletion.
I'm gonna give you mad respect if you recover it.
And this kick is covered by the Chargers, and that should salt this game away. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Running this with Dobbins. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Timeout call by the Chargers. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
Well, he was was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
He finds McConkey. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. First and goal now as they try to pad this lead. Wow, they're going to pass it here. Catch is made in close. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
Herbert now. And the call to go for it not rewarded as the pass falls incomplete.
Broncos 22. Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. This one doesn't make the landing zone, so this drive's going to start at the 40. And they'll have great field position, Brock, after the unforced error on the kickoff. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
Good game.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
One final shot here. Trying to push it deep downfield. And there's our last stand image of this game. It's intercepted. And the Chargers see the return go out of bounds. And
Good game, man.
This game's going to end.
Good game, Mike.
So the Chargers come away with the win in this one. And Brock, we all know any win is a good win, but playing against a division rival, oh, it always feels so much better dealing them one in the L column.
These are the teams that know you best, Kate, but also the ones that you know.